I'm passionate about this project because it's really important for us to recall the names of those people who were enslaved.
Enslaved.org is a digital platform available on the internet, and the main purpose is to store data, make data widely available to the public and to scholarly audiences, all about enslaved individuals and their descendants in the Atlantic world. By putting that sort of information into a database, you can use that for a couple of purposes. You can use that for identifying individuals, but also for statistical analyses about broader populations.
One of the problems with the history of slavery is often people say that we can't know anything about the slaves, that they're lost to history, and that's simply not true. The sad fact is, because they were treated as property, there's often more records. And the idea here is that if we can bring all of this data together, think of it as tiny little fragments of a person's life. If you can sew those together, you can actually start to recreate lives.
This project is unique in a couple of ways. First, it's a team endeavor. There are 3 principal investigators in this: Darrell Williams, Dean Rayberger, and myself.
My partnership is a professional partnership with MSU in that my colleagues in Enslaved.org, the principal investigators, who are faculty members here, are peers in this field of digital slavery studies. I myself am a historian like Walter, and so we share many different interests in the study of enslavement.
One of the things we want people to do is contribute to the site, and we've made that simple by having a submission form available on the site.
Every single submission that we get from a scholar is sent off for peer review in the exact same manner that a book manuscript or an article for traditional publication would be sent out for peer review. Scholars who publish with us, they can go to their peers in the field, or they can go back to their own departments, and they have evidence that what they have done really does meet the expectations of scholarly publication. For the general public, first of all, we've got a wealth of information about enslaved individuals that we put together in what we call stories or biographies, so that the public can dig into our website and read about named individuals and their struggles through these biographies. And I think when reading history, it is really the lives of named individuals that make history exciting. So what we are doing is rendering this material readable by computers and searchable by computers, so that if you are looking for a particular person, somebody with a particular last name or a particular first name, you can use our database to begin to narrow down the possibilities and to identify that person. We had somebody who actually found a relative on here. One of our postdocs, she said she had used our website and found one of her relatives in Louisiana. Users of the Enslaved.org website, if you click on Advanced Search, if you were interested in finding information about an enslaved person, perhaps a relative, you would enter that name right here under Person. If you click on Stories, it takes you to a page where we have biographies of individuals who we have particularly rich information about. And you can scroll down here and you can see we have some featured stories about enslaved individuals.
My passions for this project begin with the significance of slavery in the formation of the modern world. I'm drawn to that as a scholar. I'm drawn to that as a citizen of the world to understand from where we've come and why it is that we are the ways that we are now.
It was a terrible episode in our history. It was a long part of our history. And unless we remember that history, unless we recall it, unless we know more about it, we really can't move on.
Enslaved.org will continue to be successful if scholars, historical sites, museums, archives, members of the general public contribute data. Really, it is a big data project, and the more data we get, the more robust the capabilities of the project are.
We want to be a hub. We want to be a leader in the study of slavery, and not just a leader in the scholarly study of slavery, but also to be a resource to understand the significance, the scope, the complexity of enslaved lives.